I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the part 2 of the series that I said I was going to be doing of the JJ Redick interviews, really getting into the inside of NBA players. This part, we're going to be doing the part 2 of the Paul George one. This is Paul George on load management and why he thinks injuries are so frequent today. This was a longer one. This one's about I think 10 minutes, I think. Yeah, this one's 10 minutes. So we'll knock this one out the way. I'm sorry, I couldn't drop a video yesterday because, as you can see, my allergies have been acting up really bad. And I'm kind of getting off of allergies. I don't know if it's a cold or something. I'm trying to beat it. But yeah, bro, I really wasn't feeling up to it yesterday. And today I was kind of not about to drop a video or not record a video, but for y'all, bro, I'm trying to power through it and really, do what I have to do to get this content out so I can even build a fan base. So I'm trying to be consistent as possible. So let's knock this reaction video out. We're not gonna get too crazy. Just sub to me if you can, bro. And yeah, bro, let's just do it, bro. Let's just get this content out. And you know what I just realized? I think my last video, bro, I didn't put an intro in there. So that's a straight reaction video. I'll make sure to put the intro in the beginning and the end. Yeah, so let's just get this reaction out of the way. Yeah, let's get it out of the way. Let me just help you out real quick. Because I know the editing process is gonna, hold up, guys. I gotta do something real quick. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So let's get into this reaction.
All right, a lot to unpack here because you guys are the poster child right now for the discussion around load management, and I don't mean that as an affront. It's just a fact. You're the team that gets brought up more than anyone, whether it's you or specifically Kawhi a lot of times. And you mentioned the back-to-back, and I just want to note that unless it was just a crazy travel where you're going all the way up to Portland or you're changing 2 time zones, going east to Denver, I think there was a study one time and they were 68-2 over a long stretch with teams that played in Pacific time, then went to Denver for the second night of a back-to-back. Other than those anomalies, I agree with you completely. There's something about playing a game on consecutive days. Your body and the flow and the rhythm is there. So without question, I enjoyed it as well. There's a video circulating after the game against Sacramento where I don't know what quite you asked. There was some lip reading where you're like, do you want me to finish it? Do you want me to finish it? And they didn't put you back in the game. And so a lot of this discussion right now is that the players don't want to play. And I'm sure there's two-way communication, but specifically with your team, with you and Kawhi on this load management issue,
that's crazy,
what is sort of the communicative process like when you guys talk to the medical staff?
We want to play. That's the thing. We want to play. It's not
what
that
player doesn't want to play, but what's the point of being in the NBA?
We don't want to compete. We want to play, but it's more so. The way the game is now, it's such a analytical, and we wear chips. They monitor your load off of chips, and so it's more so the training staff and the medical group just being mindful of in Kawhi's situation coming off a big time injury, is not to strain his body at this point.
Yeah,
put a lot of load, because at the end of the day we're trying to get to the playoffs.
What do you mean?
And that's what matters for us.
They're human.
To be as healthy as possible going into the playoffs.
Bro, let me just pause this real quick, bro. Bro, it's so crazy, bro. People literally forget that these players are human, bro. Bro, once you go through a serious injury like that, bro, you a lot of things change in your life. You can't do the same thing as you did before. Obviously, bro. If you Paul George broke his leg. he broke his leg. Do you not understand that? Like it blows me because people do not understand that. Like they don't understand like when you're an athlete and something happens to a body part or something happens to you, bro. Obviously, you're not going to be able to play the same way you played. Everything like you can't play the same minutes you played. You can't. You gotta take things gently. Like that's why people like Derrick Rose trying to play the same way. He never came back the same way. Like if you do the load management, do everything you're supposed to, then everything goes with it. But just I don't know, bro. Like I just had to speak on this. That's crazy, bro. Because people literally this gotta be blowing me, bro. Because I got injured when I was in high school, bro, and like people just they don't understand, bro.
And so if they can monitor how much we're putting on our body leading up to it, I think that's just what the key is for us just to stay healthy.
Yeah, I think Nate Jones, who works with Dame, has had some pretty strong takes on Twitter. I think he is thoughtful and intelligent about this. I don't think he's trying to get a rile out of people, but I tend to agree with him. I was talking with Richard Jefferson about this as well. And your perspective on this, I think, is important and unique, given your serious injury that you had as well.
He broke his
when
leg.
You came into the league, when I came into the league. And one of the points that Nate makes, and one of the points that RJ and I talked about, is the culture that has been created by teams, not players, around load management. And I think that is getting lost right now in the nuance because
yeah, I feel that.
Whether it's
it's always
like
gonna happen. Like I don't want to keep pausing,
there
but like we pause it one more time. Like and you gotta also think about it like this. In an aspect, people are obviously gonna abuse it too. Like, oh, load management. This is what we're doing now. Okay, cool. So then. My star who has never like get injured, okay, just act like this, man, and do this, man. Obviously, people are gonna abuse it. That's everything. It's everything in life. Like things happen extremely, and other people take that advantage and then run with it. I mean, that's gonna happen no matter what. Think about it. Tanking. People were trash teams because their teams are trash. And now teams are forcibly making their teams trash so that the teams, so they can tank. Things are going to happen regardless. I mean, like, you can't stop that. You just have to just run with it, bro. We're back.
Like, I shouldn't be on a minutes restriction. I should be able to play in this game. And a team will, for me, it was always like, hey, you're running hot. We got to figure out a game to sit you out. And as an older player that didn't grow up in that culture, it was very easy for me to sort of be like, I'm going to play, or okay, I won't fight you on this one or whatever. But for a young player coming in now, that's the only thing they know is this culture around body monitoring, load monitoring, and that was not done by the players.
I think it starts off like when I first came in the league, and you came in the league a lot longer than I did. Not trying to age you at all, JJ.
Sorry.
But
the older we get, just first of all, Paul, the older you and I get, the closer you are in age to me. You realize that, right?
That's true. That is true. But when I came in the league, like, and I went to a blue collar team that worked extremely hard. That was like the norm. Like, practicing hard, the 2-a-days on training camp, like that was just like that was the norm to me, and I enjoyed it and I loved it because it helped prepare me mentally, it helped prepare me physically, like it prepared my body for what was to come in a long season. And I think now they're like teams don't really practice, we're not getting up and down. There's just, it's a lost art when it comes to that hard practicing. And I think that's why there's so many injuries that's going on, because guys that have a high load day and then a completely off day and then a high load day, back then it was you practice hard, you got a game. You practice hard, you got a game. Then you might have a day off. then you come right back to it. So I feel like your body just built the callus, and that you were prepared for a long and rough season, to where injuries, like, there wasn't that many injuries. There wasn't time to take a load off because you felt good to play. You know what I mean? And I think now it's just it's tough. It's tough because it's almost the reverse. They think like giving us time off, it's helped managing our bodies, but in honesty, I think it's just making us weaker as players without putting that load and strain to our bodies.
One other thing I want to note on that, because I think it's a great point in terms of the practice load and leading to the game. And you've played now 2 seasons. This is your second season since I retired, so you've experienced this new schedule. And by new schedule, I mean, maybe it was 18, maybe it was 19, but somewhere around that time period, there was an emphasis with the scheduling around eliminating as many 4 and 5 nights, which I don't even know if they exist anymore, eliminating 5 and 7 nights, eliminating 3 and 4 nights. And on paper, I think it sounds great. I really do. I like that idea. The problem is,
that's the thing that's so crazy about everything.
You would play 5 and 7,
on paper,
and maybe you finish on a Monday. You probably wouldn't play again till Friday. There was time to recover from nagging injuries. I can remember with Doc. Doc was great about giving us days off when we needed them, and we would have a Monday game in LA and not play again till Saturday, let's say, and he'd say, I'll see you guys Thursday. And we would go in knowing Thursday and Friday are going to be hard practices, but now I get a little break here to recover. And you go in the gym, maybe you do your maintenance work, maybe you do your training table work, maybe you get your shots, but there was time. And now with the current schedule, it feels like it's game, day off, game, day off. There's no long breaks during the season where you have multiple days. I can't remember if it was T. Lou, but I know it was one of the coaches over this weekend. They said to me, they're like, we haven't had a 2-day break between games in over 7 weeks. All-Star aside, it was back to like December before there was a 2-day break between games. Do you sense that sort of lack of longer time between games?
Yeah, I think that's tough on our schedules, because we just recently, like last month, I think is when we first started getting 2-day breaks in between going into the All-Star break. But before then, we were every other day, if not a back-to-back. And like, it's no, like, I don't want to say it's, Clippers' fault, or like, I'm not saying that T. Lou doesn't practice us, but it is hard based off of our schedule of playing every other day to get good practice days in on that note, you know what I mean? So it's just the way the schedule is. Like, they made it not so many games in a week span, but we're still every other day, which is, I almost would do more games in the front and then get a little break, because those breaks, like, as much as it is physically, it's a good mental to get away from the game for like 2 days and then come back, we got another stretch. And that was the way we looked at it in Indiana. Like, all right, let's win this 5 out of 7.
Like I'm talking about in the NBA.
We got 2 days to recoup, and then let's target this next week. Let's target this, 4 out of 6 this week. You know what I mean? And it's a different game, man. We're adjusting to it and we're trying to figure it out. But I think it is a different game from what we used to play.
We hope you had fun with us today. We hope you laughed. We hope you had fun with us today. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button.
All right, so that was the end of the video, bro. I think I like, overall, I agree with a lot that was said in that video. Like, Paul George made some good points. JJ Redick made some good points. Like, I've never played anything higher than high school basketball, so I'm not really sure, but I can say that people they lose the aspect of They lose the aspect of looking at NBA players as real people, and that's just celebrities in general. Like, once you become a celebrity, people don't see you as like a regular person anymore, and that's just crazy, bro. Like, obviously they get paid lots of money to, be I'm on a different tier, but I don't know, bro. You just gotta realize that these players are still like me and you. You know what I mean? And just because they have a little bit more of a bigger platform, they're in the NBA. They still break bones just like we do. They still bleed just like we do. If they go up for a layup and break their leg, it would be just like if we were in the rec center. If we were in the rec center, if we went up for a layup and broke our leg, it would be the same way, bro. Same thing. Just they would have more pressure on them, and y'all put that pressure on them. So just try to be a little bit more easy, bro. Be a little cool, bro. Be a little bit more, relaxed. But that's the end of the video. That's the part 2. I assume that I think there's 2 or 3 more parts. It's an hour-long interview, so I'm gonna try to knock all those out. Maybe I'll try to do one when I come home today, so we can get this part of the series done. What I think I'm gonna do is do one interview, which is about George's joint. Then I'll drop a couple of more other videos, and then we'll do another one. So this is just the first part of the series of the digging deep into these players' minds. So yeah, if y'all like it, bro, subscribe, hit the like button so I know, so I'll continue. I'll stop the series if y'all don't like it. Y'all just gotta comment. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.